Alright guys, welcome back to this week's defense. This is a defense that I've used a lot of variations of it before. The only thing different this week is the runes have changed a little bit, and I think it's made a big impact, which is kind of weird to me because it's a pretty successful looking defense in terms of it brings the buff removal, it brings the attack bar boost, you've got attack buff and shield to deal with, and then the attack buff's helping Seara and Perna. But I think it's weird. It's almost like when you can't beat TOA hard, and then when you finally get over the hump and you can beat it, if you keep the same setup, you can beat it from there on out. I think the rune changes I made bumped it just enough up to give enough people trouble that it's being really successful for me. So I want to show you the log. It's Wednesday, so it's not like we're getting crazy in terms of end of the week, but this is the log so far. It's at 36.5% win, which is really high. I'm getting attacked more than I'm attacking out, which is kind of a bummer. You know, I'd prefer to be a deterrent as well, but I think people look at it and they think they can outspeed it or they can disrupt it, and then 36% of them find out that that's not really happening. So pretty pleased with it. You know, I'm getting boosted through my defense, kind of, because I'm not attacking as much as I'm being attacked. Last week, I ran a similar defense on slightly different runes, and I got rank 550 without rushing, like I had to go to sleep because I got to go to work. So I was really pleased with that, kind of a high-ish C3 finish without rushing. Now, I probably could have made, Guardian 1 at least if I had rushed, but it's hard to say. The more, when you rush and you're in that range, you're getting hit a lot more, and, you're more visible to people on revenge, stuff like that. So let's take a look at the most recent logs. Here's my most recent 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6 successes out of the past 10. So pretty nice. It's defending well against a variety of player. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. So let's go and take a look at the runes real quick, and we will wrap this up. So my Bastet, I played with Orion on my fastest set last month. I try to play with a monster for an entire month, so I really get a sense of how they work in RTA, since I'm focused on RTA. And the Orion was okay, but he didn't have the sustain, and I was almost having to force sustain into my comps where it didn't make sense, and I think that was hurting me. Him and Gemini were the two I was running, and the stats were just an issue, the base stats. So Orion kind of, but Gemini quite a bit, the base HP and defense. He was a target, and he was getting nuked, and I had to bring things to keep him alive. So Bastet solves that problems with Nat 5 stats, really, really good HP and defense based stats, and then her shield. So I can get away with not bringing sustain. So anyway, sorry, that was a long talk about some things that aren't relevant to this. So here's her stats. High defense, high HP, high speed, pretty good resist, and a little bit of accuracy. Then we go into the Triton, which I think is the biggest change that I made at rune removal. I did Gemini and Orion, and I wanted to switch to Bastet and Triton just for the base stats, and just they're Nat 5s, they bring a little bit more, and so that's what I decided to focus on. So I would say this is probably my best despair set to Triton. So he's at 24k HP. Gosh, is that 2,000 defense? 2,100? I didn't realize it was that high. That might be part of why he's doing so well. And then he's at plus 154 speed, so 255 total on despair broken. So I guess I should have shown the runes on the last one. That would have been smart. So here are the runes, some of my best runes. This is how when I did my rune of the week video earlier this week, I showed how I like to build tanky runes, and it's with every single tanky substat. So HP, flat HP, defense, flat defense. That to me is a perfect speed rune, or it would be a perfect HP rune just with speed in the sub. So that's him. We talked about Bastet. Let's go to Perna. Perna has not changed in a long time. I think this is the best I can build a Perna. Violent Blade, 28,000 HP, and 222 speed, 73 crit, 159 crit damage, violent. Got Blade. There's an HP slot too, just because I need the HP on Perna. This slot, there's a couple of these runes that are not quite done, but getting the right violent gem to drop is super, super hard. So there's Perna, and then here's the Seara, 225 speed, 27k HP, and almost 1700 defense. 75% accuracy is a big change this month. And then getting her on a more tanky will set was big. So I can upgrade the speed there. But other than that, those runes are basically about done. So I wonder if having Seara on will helped if people, meant to deal with her, but she was on will, they couldn't do it. Or I'm pretty sure the Triton at that speed is what's really helping out with the disruption. So that is this week's defense for Arena. And if you have any comments or want to ask any questions, or if you happen to have hit my defense and seen what happened, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will catch y'all next time. Take care, everybody.